Hey people, I actually have two very special episodes. This one is with someone who I hold very, very dear to my heart. I would actually say he's my role model, my dad.
Hi everybody, glad to be here to support you, my lovely daughter.
So I'm going to head straight into it.
Okay.
Obviously this is just all about your journey, having me, your lovely daughter, that has sickle cell. I was going to say unfortunately, but maybe I won't say. I don't think it's unfortunate. I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. But you're just having a conversation with me. So Daddy, thank you for being here today. And I'm just, first of all, I want to start off by asking, going like back to when you and Mommy were having, you know, my brother and I, and if you knew that you had the sickle cell trait.
I didn't know I had the trait until your mom was pregnant. And then I went for a test, and I think that's the way it went. I think I have to confirm with your mom. But yeah, I wasn't aware of sickle cell at that time at all.
Didn't know nobody?
No, I didn't. No.
So once I came along and you found out that I was born with sickle cell, did you know what that meant in terms of like what my life would be like? Like, did anyone tell you anything?
I had an idea. Depends on how bad it was, because some is worse than some, right? Yeah, so I had an idea, and yeah, I had an idea.
And just prayed that it was going to be all good.
Yeah, those are the cards we were dealt in life, so we just gotta play the game, innit? Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way it went.
Okay, so moving further on, obviously I wouldn't say I'm grown, but over the years I've had quite a number of complications and problems and issues with my sickle cell, and both you and Mommy have just been my rocks through most of them. I'm going to try not to cry for these episodes, guys, but I can't promise anything. And so there are some pivotal moments throughout kind of my journey with sickle cell that I want to know how you felt, because I feel like sometimes we didn't probably have these conversations, or I didn't ask you what your thoughts were, especially as a parent, just having to make these decisions and not always knowing what the consequences might be. So the first one that I would say was significant was when I think I was a teenager, 13, 14, and they said that I had a stroke. And as a result of me having a stroke, I was going to have to start having blood transfusions as a form of treatment to kind of prevent myself from having another stroke again.
That's correct, yeah.
How did you feel about that? Because if I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't particularly say like I wanted to have blood transfusions, but I also was very much at an age where I went with the flow. Like, this is, you know, it was explained to me, this is what you're going to have to do, and then this is how we go for it. Was you open to that?
No, in fact, I didn't want you to have any blood, you know. And they assured me that the blood is 99 point. Some said, what about the point? I'm saying to the man, you know, maybe 99.
99 point,
Point, it's okay.
Okay.
You know, but I just didn't, I didn't want you to, but then they're saying if you don't have it, it could be critical, so.
What was the main reason that you didn't, what did you think was going to happen if the blood was?
No, well, I'm just thinking about, you know, other people's blood, contaminated blood, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking of, you know? Or were there other means that we could have took? But
do you feel like they were reassuring in that moment to say, you know, the blood's fine and stuff like that? Or was it more like, I just don't want to take the risk of not letting me have the blood?
They were reassuring, to be quite honest. I mean, 99 point, whatever it said, 9 or 8 or 7 is pretty high, you know? So they were reassuring, and then all I could do was pray. Half the time I just felt helpless with you. And so, yeah, that's the pain when I can't do nothing, you know? And then I get belly aches every time you're sick, so, yeah.
You say you feel helpless all the time?
I couldn't do nothing. It's down to the these doctors, who, God bless them, some of them, their knowledge has increased and they've come away. So I just ask God to bless the doctor that's dealing with you. That's all I can do, because I can't give you a cup of tea and heal it. Or, you know what I mean?
We tried though.
Yeah,
We've tried many things.
tried many things, but no, when you want morphine, you need morphine. Now when, so who feels it knows it, and I wasn't feeling it. So, and then that's painful, because there's nothing I can do for you. Just pray that you're strong and and that you grow up to can do it, and you seem to grow up and understand it, to deal with it as it comes to you, you know?
True.
So
that's true. So you didn't want me to have blood?
Not at first. Maybe I didn't understand the medical, and they have advanced, and I still don't, some people need it, they're saying, or else, I wish they didn't have to take it, people, but if
it's saving lives.
Well, until they find something else to replace it, whether naturally or whatever, So doctors have improved over the years.
Okay.
These physician guys,
The other pivotal moment that I want to ask about is, so I know I had the stroke and I had the blood and I was fine,
Yeah, exactly.
I think I grew up to your height after that. After receiving the blood, I was short, man, and I had the blood. Shut up. So that was one plus, I would say. But and after that, I would say that I was, even though I was still in and out of hospital and going through it, let's say, there was another pivotal moment that I remember, which was when I was 16 and I was really, really unwell. And I was in intensive care, and obviously you guys have told me, both you and Mummy have said that, it was a really it was a 50-50 chance of what was, it was a bad crisis. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I do.
How did that make you feel? Because I will share this now. I don't think I've ever shared this in anything that I've done before, but I can remember having some kind of dare I call it an out-of-body experience? I know I wasn't present, but I felt like I was standing with you guys that was standing with me, looking at me, and just prayed, and I was just like, oh my gosh, sometimes when I'm in these situations, I always feel like I don't want you guys to worry. And I sometimes wonder what it's like for you to have to see me in that position.
Well, it had to be done. As I said, I have all kind of stuff going on in my belly. I couldn't tell you that. Your mum probably knew what was going on. You know what I mean? But your mum, I guess both of us there, you know what I mean? We strengthen each other. So, yes, I would see her, and she's strong, your mum. So, we'd strengthen each other.
Did you know what was happening?
Yeah, I knew what was happening. Yeah, I knew what was happening, and helpless again. And it's down to the medics, Yeah, helpless again. And helpless again.
So generally, what I'm feeling like is that throughout my whole kind of journey with sickle cell and growing up and all the different kind of things that I've been through, for you and probably Mummy as well, you just feel like there's nothing that you can do.
Well, I've asked the reasons why. Sometimes you think, why me? Or in your case, why you? Or did I do something wrong? Did my parents do something wrong? You know what I mean? No. Why is this happening to you? See, there's times when you question that, but then, as I say, you get to realize, these are the cards we were dealt, and so we have to do the best we can. So it was in the beginning. It was a struggle to understand, but I think after a while, it's still always painful. But
do you think it's easier now that I'm older?
I'm glad that you are older. I want to hear. So I'm thinking, when you are now, you know when to go, what to wear, what to eat, what not to eat. That's all I pray the day would come when you get to understand your body, and you're in charge. You know what I mean? When you were younger, we are making all decisions for you, and so now you can choose. Stay warm.
Do Do you think I always make the right decisions?
No, I think you have for the past couple of years. You know more than the doctors. You're telling everybody what's wrong with you.
I am, innit?
So
Just out here.
So you've asked them, or I think you understand sickle cell more than me, and you understand your body more than any of the doctors. So whatever you're telling them is important. So
Okay.
now it's like less pressure for the past 5-10 years. You know what I mean? Because you've took control. And you know what to eat and what not to eat. Well, you've tried to.
We've tried.
We've tried so many things and teas and bushes and.
And I want to ask about. I know now we can say, like, I'm at a stage where I know what's right and I know I'm eating the right things and stuff like that. But of course, it wasn't always like that. So you feeling as, saying that you feel helpless or you felt helpless in the past. What then, as a parent, is it like when I can remember one time when I think I was out with friends and I asked you to pick me up and I had on a skirt and I didn't have on a jacket and you wanted to go for it. And in those moments then, what goes through your head? Because obviously for you, you're helpless. For me, I just want to live life.
That's right. Well, I understand that you want to live life, and maybe even then, I think at that age, I think you knew what you could do and what you could wear and where you could go. So, I was
but
starting to...
when you don't see me making the sensible decisions then.
Yeah, that was upsetting, and I wish, but at the same time, I have to give you time to find your feet,
Yeah.
Can't always be locked away and be a different species. You want to be out with the girls. I understood that, and I don't think you got sick from that. So even
Not that one day, but there's been
yeah,
sometimes.
So I don't know if you do it anymore, but I think you're more and more aware now of what can happen, and then you got to go through the process of, and if only, and you could have stopped it or you could have prevented it, So we tried.
Okay, I want to ask you about when I had to have my whole hip replacement surgery. So we knew that I was having issues with my hip, and I may eventually need that. Did you know? Do you know that? I sometimes feel like, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I sometimes feel like I feel your emotions. So when I tell you certain things, sometimes I'll say, Dad, they said this, and you go, you make the noise on the phone. And it's maybe that's that feeling in your belly, I don't know, where it's almost like I know that I have to tell you, and you know that you have to know because you're going to have to be there, but you don't want to know, or you don't want to hear it.
I don't.
And sometimes I feel like now that I'm older, when I'm letting you know what things I'm going to have done, or they're saying this or whatever, I already have to be at a point where I'm like, Dad, it's fine. Like, it's going to be okay. They're saying that they're going to do this and then this is going to be okay. But I remember when I was having to have my hip replaced, what did you feel like about that? Because I can remember it being something that I wanted to do because I was in a lot of pain. I was taking a lot of medication and it just wasn't a good time.
Again, helpless again, because you're going through these, you're the ones going through the pain. And I think I was thinking, if you take it too early, I don't know how much times you can have these. I'm thinking, do you have to have it yet? But I think at that age, I'm giving you the, you're quite clever and you're stronger than me in most of these cases. I don't know how you do it. But yes, I'm hoping that, you between you and your mom, you've made the right decision. It's got to be done.
Well, you say I'm stronger than you, but you have to be strong to be able to watch me to go through it.
I know, and as I said, probably being there with your mom, sometimes it made it easier, so...
And I know that...
It had to be done, isn't it?
It did.
So God bless.
And now I've got a bionic hip. I'm going to go through it. through the airport.
Hey.
I'm beeping.
Does it beep away?
It beeps.
Oh, get out of here.
It beeps, and I tell them, oh, so I've got a hip replacement. First few times they didn't believe me, I think, because of my age, but now it's not so bad. But even though you said, you know, there's things that you've been helpless or whatever, you have been there in the
Hopeless in the fact that I can't fix the pain. I can't. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll give you any food.
But
and
we've tried to fix it, and I want to talk about us trying to fix it, because you used to make me taste some horrible things and bitters and tea. And do you, in your like hearts of hearts, feel like outside of the medical field, there is something that could help me?
Yeah, I always think that. I've always been down to earth. Yes, natural, because I think all medicines come somewhere from the natural resources. So yeah, I always had that in mind, but I didn't know it. And these guys have got the blood and the tablets ready, so I didn't know what to you get me. I kind of felt like there was something there, but I don't know it. I didn't know it. Don't know it. And yeah, so all I'll be doing was just chatting. And these guys are ready with the tablets and the bloods and the hips and everything ready to go, you know. So as again, I just have to pray that, all I could do is pray that God, look after the doctor that's dealing with you, or the nurse,
Make sure they don't pass out over me.
Yeah, make sure, because that's all we could do is pray for the doctors.
Even though, okay, you can't be there with the tablets and the things like that, you are there in all of the ways that you can be, and you've always been there with the natural juices and the food.
That's all I can do.
I can remember waking up after my hip replacement surgery and just I just remember planting fried dumpling. You don't know how happy. I think even though you can't be there to physically take the pain away.
Yeah, that's all I could do.
I do just want you to know that all of those little things.
I know that's all we could do. Yeah, that's all I could do is make sure you have anything that you wanted to rebuild, you know? Yeah, I was always will be there for that. I always will be there for that.
And on that, so I know that obviously growing up, I tried different things, didn't continue it, didn't like the taste of it, so I didn't want to have it. And now I'm at a stage where, we're at a stage where now I'm like, Dad, I've had enough of them. They've had 30 odd years, and I'm now at the stage of feeling like I want to try and embark on something. I want to try something different, because I don't feel like the healthcare system, I don't feel like what they're doing is working. And I'm only just feeling like this now. Have you felt like that the whole time?
Yeah, well,
what do you really feel?
Well, they've done a not too bad job, I suppose.
I'm still here.
Yeah, up to now. I guess maybe I wanted to threaten to knock them off if they made a mistake. You know what I mean, with you, but I think I'm not going to knock them. Because my knowledge has increased, and the doctors and the physicians, they've all increased, and they're brilliant. So I'm not going to knock them. And the hospitals, I don't expect them to deal anything besides medicine. You know what I mean? That is what they do, and that's what they do. And
but now on this
natural herbs is there for everything, I believe. Oh yes, natural herbs is there. You find a physician, he will. I still think. Anything, cancer, anything, I think. So but you have to believe.
You have to believe.
You have to
very
believe.
True.
You gotta have faith in.
But when I kind of said to you, I'm ready. This is what we're gonna do. I wanna Lego them little bit, the medicine and the drugs and all the tablets and the metal and everything I wanted to do, and try and just see what was there.
Well, about time too.
What did you really think to be done?
About time too. You have to. This is life. Sometimes you've got to. You get me to your life, and you have to make these decisions. You've had. You probably had. What you call it from many people. Drink this, eat that. Rare. Everybody's probably giving you. You know. Giving you something to take or to eat. You know what I mean? So you've had it from everybody. So you have to decide, you know, it's like you've come around and, you know, maybe you've decided. You've got to decide, because you have to, not everybody wants to leave the old doctors and the nurses, you get me?
I know.
It's like you're taking your own life into your own hands, really, you know? So,
but I feel like it's a sensible thing to do, though. Like, sometimes it's easy to have someone else to blame.
Yeah, a lot of people, as I say, I'm not going to knock them, but a lot of people fall in love with them. I'm not going to knock them, but a lot of people, you get me? Yeah. So I'm not going to knock them. I ain't going to knock you for being so long on it. You get me? But yeah, I'm not going to knock them to do a job. They've come away, they put the blood in, they're doing very well. I can't knock them. I cannot knock them. But yeah, I've been through the good times and the bad times, and
you've been there.
I haven't said half the time, but yeah, so far so good.
Is there anything that if you could, what would you have wanted to be different about kind of my journey from being a child to where I am now? Do you wish that well, I say they, I'm meaning like the doctors and stuff, because that's the journey that we've been on for the longest time. Is there anything that they could have done that you feel like might have made my experience or your experience different or easier, or would have changed anything?
I don't know, they're still studying about it, right? So they didn't know, so I probably can't knock them because they don't really know. All they know is to give you blood or whatever. Yeah. So they didn't know, so hopefully as time go by, everybody learn a bit more about it. So maybe maybe the treatment that some of the sickle cell people had, they probably don't need to have it, or, you know? Yeah. So people that's doing the studying and all the charity workers and all these guys making money to help, maybe one day they will
actually help.
Yeah, you know.
And I want to ask you if there is anything that you want to ask me in terms of like the experience, the journey, the now.
Ask you. No, you've been great, you've been strong, your mom was strong, so yeah, you've been great, you've been great. No, I don't know what to ask.
Do you still worry about?
Yeah, I think about you, always.
Do you worry about my future, like?
Some even now and then,
partners and children.
I don't worry about it. I think about it, and you've got to handle that day. We've never talked about that. It's probably you and your mom, you know what I mean? So whatever. No, I don't worry about it. I just think about you, and sometimes I have flashes and how you're going to be in 5-10 years, or, you know?
What do the flashes look like?
Eh?
Do I look good?
Hey, we don't know. Yeah, you always look good. Yeah, you know, you've come a long way, and I'm proud of you for being strong. Even though I was always there, you're the one that's having to go through the pain and the strain. And I remember once, quick story. I remember once he's at the hospital, and when you go in to get your needles, your blood, they can't find your blood veins, and they're all trying for. So the last time we went, I think they says, oh. And you said, no, we don't want these. We're waiting for the physician.
I said that.
Or was it your mum? I'm not sure who said it, but we're waiting for the physician. So nobody's going to have a go because you're all hopeless. And your veins are very hard to find, not like mine. Yeah, so, but the physician came after an hour and the physician came and he was there about 5 seconds. They're so good. That's what I'm saying. He's ace.
I know.
You have good people, good footballers, good chefs, good dancers. The physicians are very good, you know, because everybody else will all be struggling for hours, and he came, and within 20 seconds, he had a little tap, a little band, and he was off. Brilliant. I was impressed with that. But yeah, it's all you again. Yeah, so yeah. Thanks for being my daughter.
Thank you for being my daddy. Thank you for having me. Even though, you know, I have sickle cell, and I'm living this life on this
I'm living it
journey.
with you.
I'm living it
with you.
And you guys helped me to keep going.
No
and
choice.
to get through it.
No option.
And I just want to thank you so much for all of your love and all of your support. And I want to thank you for sharing today and for talking to me.
Thanks for asking me to come and share it with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks with me, with them.
bless you. Thank you very much.